Yo, man, what up?
What's good, Goose?
Nothing. Nothing much today, man. Just got a busy show this week. Got a real busy show this week.
Man, busy, busy week.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a busy week in wrestling. A busy, I guess, December, because the last pay-per-view was it TLC? Was that December? No, it was end of
It was
November.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I got my months messed up. But yeah, we got a pay-per-view coming up. SmackDown, Raw, Shinsuke Nakamura keeping the title, retaining it. I thought was pretty good, pretty decent match. I guess I can't complain. And Roadblock coming up. We got those predictions, but you know what I was thinking we should start off the show with?
You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and they become the facts of life.
The facts of life.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
Yo, before, before we before we get into it, man, I gotta say, man, rest in peace, Alan Thicke and Craig Sager, man.
Yes. You know what? Let's do we'll do a 5 second moment of silence for them both. But rest in peace, you guys. Alan Thicke was awesome back in the day. He bred Robin Thicke as well, and Craig Sager, man. And guys, we do this out of San Antonio, and he's one of the only guys that makes Greg Popovich choke up. So if you get to see that, go see it on YouTube. I think the Spurs are playing Phoenix tonight or tomorrow. I'm sure I'll say something nice. So if we could just get a quick 5 seconds here. All right, man. Rest in peace, you guys. So, you ready to get into the show today?
Let's do this. Ben Goose, I've been waiting all week, man. Feels like it's been like 2 years.
Yeah, no kidding, man. So, let's start off today with for those of y'all who've listened the past couple weeks. We mentioned, or the last week at least, we mentioned that we're going to do an end of year show. That show is going to be coming to you guys in 2 weeks, and we're also going to be doing our upcoming UFC review. We're going to have two special guests doing that for us. Next week on the show, we are also going to have a special guest. Sage, you want to let them know who the special guest is next week?
Oh, I
I'm pretty
would
pumped about
love
this.
to. Yeah, now I can talk because I wasn't able to talk beforehand. But yeah, so next week we're going to interview or have the interview with Kylie Ray, and she is Booker T's women's champion of his wrestling promotion, Reality of Wrestling, The Row. So very excited to present that to you guys. It's you're in for a treat. Definitely in for the treat.
And we're not talking about King Booker T. We're talking about Mayor Booker T, future Mayor Booker T.
This is true. Mayor of Houston. And he won't be the five time.
Yeah, we're talking straight Mayor of Houston on this one. Straight
Right.
up. So, yep, she's going to be, we've had the special guest, Evan Orion, and now we have Kylie Ray. I'm pretty pumped about that. That was a good interview. We've had two guests that are awesome. I got to admit, both of our guests we've been blessed, and I think you should pay attention and keep a keen eye out because I mean, if you think about it, if she's the women's champion, Diamond Division women's champion in Booker T's wrestling promotion in Houston, she's probably going to go in the NXT or maybe even just straight to the main roster at some point soon. I wouldn't be surprised if she's on the next batch of NXT tryouts. So, yeah, definitely pay attention for that next week. But first, before we get into any of the details, I've laid out the schedule for the next 2 weeks. Should be awesome. Real quick, what we're going to do is we have our first annual IRWP Awards. So let's agree, Sage. We briefly talked about this earlier. A lot of awards have that superstar of the year. So slammy wrestler of the year and all that. So we both agreed. Chime in if I'm wrong. Performer of the year. AJ Styles, by far.
I didn't agree to shit.
Don't quote me, boy, because I ain't said shit.
That's right. I pull that card.
Hmm.
No, hands down, hands down. AJ Styles.
Yeah,
Definitely, by far, wrestler of the year. Wrestler. I mean, that's enough said. We don't have to say anything else other than the fact that your boys were featured on Talking Smack right there with
hmm
the champ and the title. You know how we do. Moving up in the world.
damn right. You damn right we are. Don't even trip. Nobody can. So yeah, that was awesome. And what show? It was on Talking Smack, which is about which show that just happened to win Brand of the Year?
It's that SmackDown Live.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, SmackDown has definitely been a breath of fresh air since the brand split, and I am so happy to see that it's getting its just due. I mean, it's come a long way. So SmackDown is relevant again. I love it. I love it.
That's what I'm saying. So we decided for Brand of the Year and Performer of the Year, we're done. We're not doing that. That's stupid. We don't need to do that because we both agree on it. And pretty much, I'd guess 95% of the people are going to say that AJ Styles was Man of the Year and SmackDown was a better show. So we've got a couple categories. So let's go ahead and kick off with the first one here.
That's right.
Okay, Mike Skills of the Year.
Oh boy, Goose.
This award, the first ever IRWP Mike Skills of the Year, the nominees. We're going to come up out. I'm going to list who I think should be my three. You list who you should be your three, just like we said on the show last week.
Okay.
And then we'll meet in the middle somewhere. So I'm going to go with Shinsuke Nakamura. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to go with you dirty tricks. So my first choice is Chris Jericho. Hands down, reinvented his character for the umpteenth time this year. Chris Jericho, Kevin Owens, because I feel like Kevin Owens can keep people on the mic. And I'm gonna go with The Miz for number three, and that's not in any particular order. Those are just my nominees, man. So who do you got?
Oh man, I definitely have the Miz high, so I definitely him. Uh, yeah, I can't really refute that, man. I don't. Those three were top of the game on the mic, so I would have to agree with you. Those are my three picks as well. Miz, Chris Jericho, and KO.
Okay, perfect. So we'll start with those three: Miz, Y2J, and KO. And you know what? I'll tweet these out by tomorrow. We'll try to get them out tonight, but by tomorrow, I'm gonna tweet these out. Mike Skills of the Year, Miz, Y2J, and KO. And
May
then
even let you guys vote on it. It doesn't mean they're going to get awarded if you pick one, but we definitely like to see what the movement thinks on those three.
yeah, I agree because it's going to influence me. Because personally, if I think it's Y2J and the movement thinks it's KO or whatever, whoever they think it is, or the Miz, it is going to influence my decision because I know I'm going to think, well, damn, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I did something wrong. Maybe I'm off, or maybe I forgot somebody. Maybe there's that random somebody. But those three guys are strong bets. Like the way I see it for Mike Skills of the Year, and we'll keep this quick because we got a lot to cover on today's show, is can you hold a crowd by yourself to open, close at any time? I don't care when you're cutting a promo. I almost want to say it's when you're not opening a show because now everybody expects a promo to open a show. So if you could hold that crowd to cut a promo by yourself for 10, 15 minutes, that's what is that the same way you looked at it?
Yeah, pretty much, man. One of the things that's key for me is crowd control. If a person is able to turn the crowd, they're saying what chants, and you're able to deter them from saying what chants, or you get them to hate you one moment and you get them to love you the next moment. Like those are keys things to for me when it comes to Mike Skills. And I think that all three of those guys, they have it. They do. And I'll even go to one steps further and say that someone having the ability to mess up their lines and then be able to recover like it was nothing. And I think KO is like one of those guys that does that. You know, sometimes he just gets tripped up on his words, but he's able to come back and finish strong. So I think all three of those guys have that quality.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. So let's get into the review of the shows this week. So let's start off. Let's switch it up a little bit. Let's start off with SmackDown, and I'll tell you why
Sure.
we're going to start off with SmackDown here in just a second. So, what are your thoughts on SmackDown?
Um, I I love SmackDown. It was a little bit weaker than it was in the past weeks, and I think a lot of that has to do with some of the injuries that were on the roster. Most notably, AJ Styles with his ankle injury. Um, One of the bright spots that I liked in the show was the Battle Royal, specifically allowing some of the older talent, or not older talent, but the talent that we like that have just been faded into obscurity actually wrestle, like Breezango and the Ascension. You know, even though they may not have won the match, it really brought value to them. A lot more than what they've ever gotten an opportunity to do on Raw. So I really thought that was a great spot. Some of the vignettes on there were just amazing. I liked the Luke Harper segment, or not segment, but the when the lights go out and all the vignettes starts to happen. Like, I absolutely loved it, man. It was
Yeah,
creepy and it was amazing.
and it was just Luke Harper.
It
If you
was just
notice,
Luke
there was
Harper.
no Randy or Bray, and he held his own. Like I thought that was a great moment.
Yeah.
So the tag team match, the tag team turmoil, the tag team battle royale, whatever you want to call it. So you saw who won the match, obviously.
Yes. Yes. The Hype Bros won the match, which I thought it was a smart idea. Be them, let them do that. I don't know if that's going to. I think Zack Ryder sustained an injury after the match. At least that's what they said on Talking Smack. So I don't know if they're going to actually fight the Wyatts, but the Usos were trying to get like a fast track pass to fight Bray in 2 weeks. So we'll see.
Zack Ryder just tweeted out. I think it was Twitter or Instagram. I saw it earlier. Yeah, he's out for a couple months. He's done.
Yeah.
He's having surgery I think he put on Instagram. He's having surgery and he's mad because he's gonna miss Rogue One tonight. So he's gonna be out. He's gonna be out for a while. But he said he'll be back. But if you're having surgery, I could assume it's at least 2 or 3 months. So he's gonna be out for sure for
Spot
2
where
3
he
months.
hurt himself, because I didn't see it.
No, but you never know. I mean, NFL players, all these guys tweak their knee all the time and run a couple more plays and they're fine. So you never know. But yeah, I thought it was good, and more so because the extension the underdogs got a chance to shine. And so let me ask you, what I saw in that match is they kind of pushed Connor, kind of the big guy
Yes.
in the extension. Yo, what if they pulled a switcheroo and they broke up Tyler Breeze and Fandango, which not many people would care about, and they broke up the extension, and Victor became like Tyler Breeze's tag team partner, bodyguard guy.
You liked how they worked in the ring together, didn't you?
I did. Like, I saw something between them because Tyler Breeze is a small guy, and I thought, wait a minute, what if Tyler Breeze goes solo, goes cruiserweight, but he's got this big enforcer guy
Like a
that,
bouncer.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, he
that
has his
was.
own bouncer and everything. I thought, like, wait a minute, that could bring some real heel heat to the cruiserweights. And like Victor is on 205 Live and everything, like as his bodyguard, and he's cheating and interfering in matches. And Rich Swann and these guys are complaining, like, wait a minute. Why does Breezango get to bring his personal security guard that's twice our size and all this stuff? And for some reason, I just thought, like, And he won't fight these guys. He won't fight the cruiserweights. I just thought, like, man, that'd be kind of a nice little twist.
Yeah, but the only problem with that is that 205 Live is on Raw and not on SmackDown.
I thought it was recorded on the same day as SmackDown. Just this week, it
Yeah.
was different because of the tribute to the troops.
No, man. You heard WWE, man. They said
Oh,
this. They said it's on Raw. It's not on SmackDown.
you're right. You're right. Because that would mean uh, Fandango or Tyler Breeze and Victor Connor would have to go to Raw because the cruiserweights are on Raw. You're right. I'm dumb. Ignore everything I just said. So, no, it's not. No, it's not okay. You just said Kevin Owens could mess up his lines and reinvent them, and I just botched it. Bad.
But you came back strong. That's all that matters.
I co-run a wrestling podcast, and I just botched a wrestling stat.
Should be ashamed of yourself, Ghost.
Just wait until we get into this other award that we got. I think I'm going to put my name on that list. I thought it was good. I thought the main event was good. I saw it coming. I mean, I watched it on delay, and I accidentally checked Twitter or something, and I saw Ziggler's name pop up, and I knew, all right, well, obviously this cat is going to win the match. So I don't care. That's why I think SmackDown came up short this week. I don't care that Dolph Ziggler is going to fight AJ Styles because we absolutely, A, he's going to lose, and B, you just lost an Intercontinental title feud. And you're fighting a guy who beat Dean Ambrose and beat John Cena cleanly. Ziggler, it'll be a great match. It'll be a very good match. But Ziggler doesn't stand a chance. And it's not he doesn't stand a chance as he's coming in as an underdog. Maybe he'll win. But you just know, like, no, he's definitely not winning. This is just like a Passover feud. Like, all right, this feud will probably get him through February, March. And then Styles will start his WrestleMania feud. That's the way I see it. Or it'll just pass time until Styles gets his WrestleMania feud started. You agree?
So I didn't watch I watched the Miz TV on delay. Yeah, not delay, on replay. I'm sorry, on replay. But I watched the main event live, and throughout that whole main event, there was only two things I was saying to myself the entire match, and I might have even tweeted it as well while I was watching it. But one, Dean Ambrose cannot win this match. He needs to be far removed from it. And two, how intriguing would it have been to have the two main guys that are like doing great on SmackDown like go at it for the title?
In a perfect world, it would have been great. The downside is they're both heels, but it's happening on Raw. Like the two title holders are fighting each other. So would it be? If that happened, would you have said, "Oh, they're just copying Raw"? Or
No,
would you have said,
because I mean, Roman's not a heel. He's just a heel to we just make him a heel. That's the problem. And I've said it before in the past. You can make a heel versus heel match work. You have to have two strong ones that are great in the ring and that can, make both of each other work like great together, if that makes any sense. And I think that but The Miz and AJ can do it, and I would love to, because they're the only ones on that roster that haven't actually fought each other either in WWE or outside of WWE. So I absolutely would love to see it, man. Like title for title, or even
you
just
have to have one play the heel, though, wouldn't you? And it'd be
you
Miz.
don't. You don't. No, you don't, man.
Who are the fans going to boo and who are they going to cheer?
But that's the problem. That's the problem with Raw, is that in every storyline in Raw, like it's heel versus face, and it's not intriguing, like at all. They can't get it right, but I think that SmackDown can do it. Like I honestly feel that they can have two heels or two faces go at it and just put on a good, solid wrestling match. Like you don't have to worry about the cheating and that's the part you just have to. It has to be a clean match, like a straight up clean match. And I honestly I think these two can do it, man. I think they can break that barrier.
But heels don't fight clean matches. Faces do, and that's why face versus face matches work. But it's
That's not
very
true.
difficult. Okay, name the last name. Okay, name the last good heel versus heel match.
Cena was a clean match.
But that was a heel versus a face. AJ wasn't face at the time. He
Oh,
was
I'm
joined up
sorry.
with
You're
the
right.
club.
Heel versus heel. Oh man, well, God, I gotta dig back deep because WWE hasn't done that in like forever.
When was the last? I can't think of a maybe a NWO versus the Wolf, like a Hogan versus Nash, or I
No,
can't
because
think of
Nash was face back then. He was
when he turned Wolfpack.
when he was in the Wolfpack. Yeah, man, it's been a while, man. I want to say Savage Hogan when they were both in the NWO, but they've had to have someone has had to have a match before then or after then. I can't think of one, man. We're gonna have to come back to that. Maybe we'll just leave that to the movement. If you guys know of a heel versus heel match that was great, that did not include any type of cheating, just let us know. Hit us up. I can't think of one off the top of my head right now.
Did Rollins fight anybody as a heel?
Hmm. Who did he fight?
No, he didn't. Right? Like not as a heel. No, because he got injured.
No,
Um,
I don't think so.
I mean,
But he
maybe I
wasn't a
guess.
dirty heel though. He wasn't a dirty heel though. Um,
No, he wasn't a true dirty heel. Not for
yeah,
the not like in the post J&J security time. But I want to say maybe when
maybe
the
Randy
Shield and the
Orton.
Whites.
Maybe a Randy
We'll put
Orton.
that
Was
to
Randy
the
Orton?
movement.
Yeah, we'll leave that to the movement. There has to be a match with the heel versus heel in recent times. Um,
That worked out. The key word
that
is that
worked out.
worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We'll come back to that. But yeah, we all knew Ziggler was once he won, he's gonna lose. This is just a temporary feud. Even if he wins a belt, he's just gonna lose it back to Styles. So I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to see AJ Styles fight The Miz, but I would love to see a face AJ Styles fight The Miz because I think The Miz because AJ Styles is like a 5 out of 10 on the mic, and I think Miz. I mean, he's nominated for Mike Skills of the Year for many a reason, but he would tear apart AJ Styles to the point. Miz is as a wrestler, he's maybe a 6, but his mic skills make him a 7 in the ring. Like he gets kudos. He's better in the ring because his mic skills.
Yeah. It makes it entertaining. It makes it part of the overall storyline. I would probably upgrade his wrestling to an 8 instead of a 7. Like he's a great storyteller in the ring, man. Like he really is. A lot of people don't really give him credit, and he carries people, man. He carried John Cena at WrestleMania.
Yeah, a couple years ago, yeah, they had to have the Rock run in for. I remember that because that set up the Rock and Cena feud. Rock and Cena
Yeah.
won a match that'll never happen again. So I liked one thing I liked before we move on uh, in regards to SmackDown was that Alexa Bliss got some mic time and she fought a jobber, and it was great because she came out. Did you watch this? Did you see this part?
Yeah, I saw, man. I love. I'm glad. Hold on. I'm so happy to see Deanna Perrazzo actually in the ring. I haven't seen her since NXT. But it was great to see that she was.
What is she from? Who is this girl?
She was actually in NXT, man. She was in the same class as Alexa was,
Oh
and
wow.
but she's on the independent circuit now. But she's a Jersey girl, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
And
it didn't work out for her.
yeah, it didn't work out, man. I I think they went over it like in Breaking Point or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Um, so she was there. So she was in that class, and she was great, man. I mean, she worked her tail off, but just didn't like from a story perspective. They didn't really have anything for her, and she wasn't that great on the mic in terms of developing a character. So you know how that goes.
Yeah, it happens. But I like that she called her Jane Ellsworth. So it just
Yeah.
shows that she's got the mic skills.
I'm
So
telling you, man, you can't put Charlotte above Alexa Bliss, bro. I'm just telling you that right now.
I agree on the mic. So that brings us to our next topic. When you talk about Charlotte and Alexa Bliss, you can't compare those two. And we'd love in a perfect world, they're both champions, and we'd both love them to feud at some point. But that brings us to our next category for the first annual IRWP Awards, and that is feud of the year. So I'm going to list three, and I think we're going to probably have a conversation about this. So I'm going to go AJ Cena as one of my feuds of the year. It was just memorable, and it was even more memorable that AJ came out on top. I'm also going to go Brock and Goldberg. Short-lived, but you had a non-wrestling magic around it because these guys aren't full-timers. And it was just something special, something you didn't expect. And then I had a toss-up. I thought about going... I thought about AJ Styles Roman Reigns because that feud was good, and AJ Styles carried Roman Reigns, but Roman Reigns, he truly did hold his own. But I'm going to go next with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. So there are my picks: AJ Cena and Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn being probably at the top of my list. But what do you think? What would you put up there on feud of the year? And we'll meet in the middle.
Yeah, certainly. So I think your first and your last pick are spot on. I would probably have picked those two as well. I think it's too early to do the whole Goldberg and Brock Lesnar one right now. I only say that because it's probably going to be a big focal point in the first two quarters of next year with the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania in April. So I would probably substitute them for maybe the Miz and Ziggler, and I'm gonna put like a little asterisk in like parentheses and add Daniel Bryan in there since he's kind of been the catalyst
Catalyst?
of of their feud in itself. So they've had some great bantering, like back and forth. The matches are great, although again, I take exception to that first. It is the first or the second match that Ziggler and Miz had, where they basically made fun of CM Punk
Yeah.
by doing the whole Mickey Gall choke out thing. I didn't like that, but um, and then the whole talking smack with Daniel Bryan and The Miz kind of catapulted talking smack and elevated it out. Like it's literally, and pardon the pun, but it's literally must see every week because of those two alone. So those would be my three picks
Ms.
for,
C TV.
yeah, Ms. CTV. That's
Okay.
right.
So I'll go with you there, and I'll go with you because Miz and Zig. You're right. Goldberg and Lesnar is something that's not done. It's going to keep going. So we haven't even seen the middle and the end of that feud yet. I think it'll pick up at certain points, but it's not done yet. Like that's a big storyline that's going to be in the future. Miz and Ziggler, and at WrestleMania, there weren't many feuds that I thought, all right, man, I've got to see this through. I've got to see this through because it's been going since WrestleMania or whatever, or SummerSlam through Survivor Series through whatever. You know what I mean? So I just thought, okay, well, and I was at WrestleMania. I had a great time. The New Day had a great year, but I can't say, oh, there was this one feud that was outstanding or whatever. I know honorable mention goes to Sheamus and Cesaro, but if you listen to the previous episodes of the podcast, I also said that I'm getting kind of tired of it. So Yeah, I agree. Let's take out Lesnar Goldberg and go Miz and Ziggler and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens for feud of the year. You on board?
I'm on board.
Good. Good. So we're going to move on to a show. And the reason we're covering Raw second this week, Raw won. Raw won to me. Like it won. And hold on, before we go, just FYI, we got some live chat talk. And Sasha and Charlotte, we're getting some live chat feedback from our listener, Stephen Thatcher. So Sasha and Charlotte as feud of the year. I thought about that. And we're see, and that's the thing is, so it's ending in an Iron Woman match, and it's a clause that there will never be another match after this. And their matches have been damn good. So do we need to take one of these off? Are we neglecting the women? And thank you, Steve.
Good, yeah. I wouldn't say we're neglecting them, but I don't know if the problem that I have with their feud right now is I feel like everything is being rushed. Like the matches have been outstanding and they've been great, but they've all been like rush. And I kind of hinted to this last week that I feel like they're rushing it because somebody is going to eventually like leave pretty soon. Hopefully I'm wrong, but that's just kind of the way I'm seeing it.
But what if they rushed it so that it could? Okay, think about it like this. What if they rushed that like Sasha's champ, Charlotte's champ, Sasha's champ, Charlotte's champ, and think about it. The guy we have chiming in today, the follower that we have, the jobber that we have following us, giving his opinion is a man. Me and you are men. We've given two categories that didn't even have women in them, and we're saying women have this good match. But what if the end result, WWE knew, you know what, let's have these guys flip-flop titles, flip-flop titles, flip-flop titles. So that way somebody says, all right, you know what? First ever women's 30-minute Iron Man match. I'm going to be watching on Sunday. But what if that was the end result from the beginning? Just like, hear me out. Remember Sheamus and Cesaro during the best of 7?
Mm-hmm.
I told you a couple months ago, hey, this is kind of dumb. I don't care. Sheamus already beat the dude twice. Now they're starting a best of 7. Yo, I don't care. I don't care who wins this thing. And now, truth be told, I look back on it and I think, wait a minute. They did that best of 7 to set these guys up. New Day. And when we get into our Raw review, you're going to hear me mark out for how well them two, they got it as a team. So if somebody said months ago, hey, let's put Sheamus and Cesaro as a team together, well, how about we make them a team by having them feud? Like, you have to think of the beginning and result. So with Sasha and Charlotte, maybe that was the thing. And we've bitched and moaned and complained about this person's a title holder, this person. They keep switching the titles back. The result is, let's start this feud today, and in 4 months, let's have a women's Iron Man match. Because me and you, Sage the Mark, I know you're going to watch it. So
you know it's gonna be on the top priority list, man. I'm hoping that's going to be the last match of the night, but we gotta see.
You know what? Shout out to Stephen Thatch, everybody. If you're in the live chat, you can see him posting right now. Appreciate the feedback. So do we replace something with Charlotte and Sasha?
Shoot. So we have the Miz and
Miz, Ziggler, Sami Zayn and KO, Ziggler, and AJ and Cena.
Oh man, that's shoot. I can't see that feud replacing, but I at the same time I feel like it's just as important as those other 3 matches, man. I might have to say, if you feel comfortable adding maybe a 4th for just this one.
I agree. I'm in. Let's add it.
Yeah,
let's add
we'll just add it because it belongs in that. It belongs in that pool. It was equally as great. And now that I'm thinking about it, just overall collectively. So
yo, I'm in. Let's add it. Like I think that, yeah, good stuff. Now, we're not gonna add anything else, but
nope. Sit,
Yeah.
Steven, your opinion don't matter, son. You a jobber for a reason. Don't be trying to hijack our show, son.
Yeah.
No, we appreciate you, bro.
And if you're gonna give feedback live, then you need to join this show live. That's all I'm saying, fam.
That's it,
You need to
man. You
join this show live.
got
You
that
gotta be our
open
first
invitation.
Yeah.
Respect the facts of life.
If you're gonna be making recommendations, you need to make recommendations live while we do this one day. So, but let's move on. Like, let's move on. Like I said earlier, before we went into if we need to add anything, and we appreciate the feedback, Stephen. We appreciate it from many of our live listeners. Oh, Raw won this week, and let me tell you why. I'm a half black man, so I like black people, and the New Day won, so Raw was better because black people won. What do you think? No, I'm just playing. That was,
but just like black people, they had to work extra hard with that second match.
they put in some extra work. By the way, we just lost 15 listeners, so
Damn it.
No, I thought it was good, man. Like tag team, the whole show was about the New Day, and you and I have talked about before. In between certain pay-per-views, there's going to be that stretch where you have 2 months before pay-per-view, so they have to stretch out feuds. But there was no feuds ran the way they needed to run. But the emphasis was on the New Day, and Raw has a pay-per-view coming up. Then they hit the stretch before they go into the Royal Rumble. But I thought it was good because normally when they do these longest-running champion things, it's for a night. Whatever happens, happens. That's the end of it. They made the show about the New Day. They made this about the tag titles. So regardless of if the New Day won or lost, these tag titles are now solidified and legit. And I will say in the opener, where Cesaro, Sheamus, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, and the New Day fought each other, I will say Cesaro and Sheamus probably stole that match, especially when Cesaro, he had like a Mortal Kombat, like a
DJ combo.
Yeah, no, Toasty. He came in, and when he did that segment, we dove out the ring, did the forearm, did the double foot stomp, the top rope body splash. I was like, jeez, and the fans just went nuts. I was like, man, this is it. Like him and Sheamus are working perfectly together, and they are complementing each other. And it's like they first feuded with each other within being a tag team, but now they're kind of just have learned, this guy's going to be around for a while. I just got to deal with him. And Sheamus times his bro kicks. Like it was awesome, man. That first match, the New Day won. They went and partied, and I thought, good opener for the tag team match. And then when they sprayed the champagne on Stephanie McMahon, I thought, and then when they got the match with Kevin Owens and the second triple threat, not gonna lie, I actually thought, these guys are gonna lose, and they're gonna lose it to Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins because it adds to the Sunday card. So they're gonna lose because of an authority screw job type thing. The New Day was the star of the show, right?
Oh man, the show was definitely heavily focused around the New Day. I, like you, thought Cesaro and Sheamus did steal the show. Probably one of my favorite. The combo that Cesaro did was just amazing. But I absolutely loved their entrance. Like that entrance was great. Where Cesaro comes out first, and then Sheamus, everything goes black. Sheamus comes out. He does his, his bro, but Cesaro's nowhere to be found until the camera pans around and he's behind him doing it as well.
Is that the first time they've done that?
That's the first time they've done that, man. And
I loved it.
I loved it. Yeah, that's it. That's it, man. And I can't wait till I can't wait till they take the titles off of the New Day. We know it's coming. And I think it's well deserved.
We'll get into our roadblock.
Yeah,
we'll get into roadblock predictions
in a minute. Spoilers. Too sweet. But yeah, I thought that they definitely stole the show. Show was definitely heavily revolved around the New Day. Um, Raw was great this week.
Yeah, no, Raw was good. Another key point they had, and you have to forgive me because we're watching it this week. I don't know if I should name drop them, but my cable provider dropped out the feed. The cable box that I have dropped out, and I couldn't DVR Raw. I couldn't tape it. The specific box cut out. We'll call this company at T. I'll let y'all figure that out. And they dropped the feed, so I missed half of Raw. And there was a Sami Zayn whole pretty much like 30-minute window where he complained to Foley. Did they cut this out of Hulu? Did they show this?
Nope, they showed it. We saw the whole thing, and this was actually one of my favorite parts of this whole show because I was literally like like when Foley got in the ring and told him who he was getting traded for, I marked the hell out.
Traded for what? So I don't know anything. All I watched was Sami Zayn. My at T service cut in literally, and I'm not. This is no like exaggeration. No exaggeration at all. It stopped, and I don't know how much I missed, but it stopped after Braun Strowman beat up after Lince Dorado beat up Daivari. And I thought, all right, I got this, man. Raw is going to be great. Oh, man, TJ Perkins is coming out. No, never mind. The New Day's coming out to the ring. And then it was the main event. So I missed everything in between.
Woo! Okay, so let me fast track for you, man. And you know I'm a bad storyteller, but I'm going to do my best.
This podcast is going to be 4.5 hours, by the way.
That's right. All right, so they had a backstage segment. Sami Zayn was pleading with Foley that, hey, I need Braun Strowman or else. And Foley was like, no, I'm not going to give it to you because it's going to destroy your career, and it's not what you don't want it. Like, you really don't want this match. So he basically gave him an ultimatum. You either give me Braun Strowman or I'm leaving. This is going to be the last match here. So Foley said, well, if that's what you want, I'll make the call to Daniel Bryan and get you, we'll work out a trade and that'll be it. So then that cuts off. And then Braun Strowman fights Curtis Axel. Curtis Axel loses. It was it wasn't a squash match per se, but
you don't have to say it. I know, but you don't have to say it.
Yeah, it was just I was happy to see him. I'll say that. And then later on, they both met in the ring. Sami Zayn was in the ring with Foley, and Foley came out and said, if this is what you really want, if you really want to, whatever. Yeah, if you really want to leave, then we've worked out a trade. And
with SmackDown, or?
So, like, at this point, I thought he was really gonna go to SmackDown, like, and Sami Zayn was like, okay, I'm gonna go. Who they wanted to give to you, or who they were trading for you, because it's of equal talent for the trade. So it's apples to apples trade here. Ask you, Goose, who do you think that the trade was for?
For Sami Zayn?
Yes.
Like Sami Zayn getting somebody from Smack, just one person, or like a tag team or something?
One for one trade of equal talent. 1 for 1 trade.
Maybe like a Sin Cara for the cruiserweight division or something.
That's a good one, then. But no, it was Eva Marie.
Yo, get the hell out of here.
I was like, oh my God, is Sami Zayn getting fired? What the hell is going on? He said,
that's great. You know, I'm an Eva Marie fan. She told me she likes me once, and I believe it.
Yeah, man. So, and then
Yo, that's great.
Sami Zayn
That is
just
great.
kind of like lost it, bro. He was like, you see it in his face. He was like, I can't believe this. I can't believe this. And then Foley comes out and says, um, if you really like, this is the passion that I want to see from you when you're gonna go out there and beat Braun Strowman. Like, you have to give it everything. You have to have this tenacity, this fire, and this is what I want. If you're gonna give it, I'm gonna give you the match. And truth be told, and he pulled out the contract. It was just a piece of paper. There was never a conversation ever about you going
Oh
to,
wow. Okay.
yeah, going to SmackDown. Because I believe in Sami Zayn, and Sami Zayn is good. So that's kind of how it is. So it's official. We're gonna get Braun Strowman versus Sami Zayn, and I think this is gonna be a good match. I actually do.
Well, there's a stipulation to it, which we'll get to in a little bit in our Roadblock analysis. So Raw won this week, head to
Yeah,
head. I mean, they're down. They're losing bad to SmackDown, but Raw won this week. Agree?
great.
You know who didn't win?
Enzo.
Who didn't win? Oh, yeah.
He's still
Yet
MIA.
again.
He in the what do they call it? The West River crossing or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah. Such a talented young little man.
Yeah.
But you know who didn't win?
Who didn't win?
The nominees for our next category for Stupid Idiot of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
So
there should only be one person in this category. I'm just saying.
the only reason we agreed on this category is Sage. We brought it up. We brainstormed it together. Sage and Ben Goosen brought it up together, and I thought, this would be a fun category, and we could put it out there to the movement. So you start. I want to hear. Give me 3 stupid idiots of the year, dunces of the year, as you originally called it.
That's right, son. Commence the markout because I'm about to go up. There's only one person for 3 slots in this match, and it's going to be David Otunga. David Otunga and David Otunga. So I'm telling you, this guy is trash on the mic. Yes, JBL might have said on SmackDown that he is 10 for 0 when it comes to legal battles, but I'm going to tell you, when he's on that mic, if he's anything like he's in that court, he's just straight up trash, blowing smoke up everybody's ass. He doesn't even know if he's a face or a heel on the mic, son. Get that guy off the TV. We don't want to see him. You better not lose Mauro Ronaldo for this trash that is David Otunga. You get the dunce of the year, son.
Do I even need to tell you my 3?
No, because this is a veto, son. This is a straight up veto. Ain't nobody worse than David Otunga. How you gonna sit there, son? How you gonna sit there and you are a heel commentator and you refuse to put over AJ Styles as a heel versus John Cena? And then when the dude beats him clean, you don't want to come up on the mic and give him any credit for it. You are straight up trash, son. I can't wait to get into San Antonio with those press passes, son. Because as soon as I get in there, I'm looking for David Otunga, and me and him, we're going to have it out, and we're going to watch it live. It's going to go down for real.
You ain't saying shit. I know. So I'll give you my 3, and I will tell you, if we get press passes, I'm not going to say anything. But my dunces of the year, my stupid idiots of the year, are definitely David Otunga, because and Michael Cole. So you remember the first half of the year, and this was before the podcast went live. First half of the year, he was botching the names of moves so often. He was botching stuff left and right. So I'm just being honest. He gets the nod for sure. And there are some people who I watch, and I'm like, yo, you're just, I don't know what it is about you, but I don't know. I wonder if you're not that good. Maybe you're bad on the mic. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe you're missing something. And I look at it and I'm like, for dunce of the year, the stupid idiot of the year, Paige.
Damn.
Yeah, we're going personal. Paige.
Woo. It's because of that Del Rio restaurant, wasn't it, man? You didn't like the fact they only have 4 things on the menu.
If I go back to that bullshit and I see only 4 things on that menu, I'm gonna be pissed. The restaurant itself is really nice. I want to go and have some good food. But Paige, like, I said this last week, I started watching Total Divas. And this has nothing to do with her being with Del Rio. I mean, more power to you. I don't know the guy. I don't know if he's like a great guy or a bad guy. I don't know. More power to you. You're happy. You want to get married, kids, whatever. You're happy. Good stuff. But why ain't she back? Like, she failed a drug test. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't. I mean, once you fail a drug test, you could find out very quickly what you failed the drug test for. And you just stop doing what it is you're doing. So I understand if it's medical and you have a medical need. So say I have a low, and this goes to our UFC reviews too. Say I have low testosterone. Like I'm a 30, 40, 50-year-old man. My testosterone's low and I want to have kids. So I go to the doctor and I say, man, and he says, you have low testosterone. We tested your blood. Let me give you testosterone boosters. Then I fail a drug test. You better believe if I fail one, I'm going to go to the WWE or whoever my in place of employment is and tell them, look, a doctor's telling me I need this. Either I'm not working for you, or you have to find a way to figure out how this gets approved. Here's a doctor telling you I need this stuff. So she got caught the second time, and the rumor out there is it is prescription. If you fail once, stop taking it. Or after you fail once, make the WWE work around you. Is that not? I don't care what you say. If WWE has a wellness policy and they have a doctor on staff, you can tell them very, very well so. And Del Rio even came out after he failed his drug test and said, look, I'm a 40-year-old man. I need like testosterone. I need testosterone replacement. I'm not like a 20-year-old anymore. I don't have the same levels of testosterone. And it was something I had medically approved. So Sage and Paige. Paige goes on my dunce of the year because I think she's talented. She should be back in the ring, and she is not back in the ring.
So I won't disagree with you on Paige. I will disagree with you on the whole wellness program thing because it's been well documented that it doesn't matter whether you have a prescription for it or not. If it's going in your body, it's it. And they test you for it. That's it. It happened to Adam Rose. It happened to Eva Marie. And it happened to Paige.
What did Eva Marie? What did she get busted for? I thought she got busted for like weight loss supplements or something.
No, she has ADHD. So she had prescription drugs for ADHD, and she got popped, or it came up on her thing, and.
But you can't tell me. You can't tell me that if you're working in an organization like this and they have drug tests and people have failed before, you can't tell me about this.
I'm not saying that the companies should not make.
Are you telling me right now that
I'm just telling you that this is what's happened?
That they should never hire anybody? Should they pre-screen wrestlers? Like, hey, NXT tryouts next week. Hey, do you have ADHD? Because you're going to fail a drug test. Get out of here. No, that's not the case.
But you have to remember, well, it is the case because this has happened 3 separate times. But you got to remember, man, these aren't employees. These are independent contractors. So whatever's on their contract, that's on them. It's different if they were employees and they got reprimanded for this, because you can't do that to a W-2. But an independent contractor, you can do whatever the hell you want
Great point.
at any time. So, and I think that's crummy. I think it's crap. I really do. You know, dude's taking ADHD pills for a reason, and you guys are gonna penalize him for that? Like, come on, man. Like, seriously, it's just utter BS to me, man. And I can understand like if it was a one-off thing, but man, this has happened like 3 or 4 times in the past year. Like, no, man. And I wouldn't even be surprised if Roman Reigns got busted with the same exact thing. Because
No, I don't know what. Nobody knows what he got busted.
yeah, nobody knows. We don't even know if it's even a work or not. But I wouldn't be surprised if he had, if he had the same exact thing, and he got popped for it, and he had a prescription for it. Like, at this point, it's not beyond me to think that that's what's going on, and I don't think it's fair.
So you're telling me I should take her off the list?
No, man.
Because she got caught twice, and she hasn't been on TV since.
It has not. I'm saying that you shouldn't put her on the list because of the prescriptions, if that's indeed what she got popped for. I do think she should go on the list because she is talented and she's throwing away her career for, well, damn, honestly, I don't even know, man. Because, like, I put myself, like, in this situation, man. If I'm unhappy with my job and I don't like it and they won't let me out of the contract no matter what I do, like, I've gotten an attorney, which it's gone on record that she's gotten an attorney to try to get her out of the contract, and it hasn't, like, it's ironclad. Like, the only recourse that I have to get out and to be happy and to be good with my life is to no show to the point where they just terminate my contract. Like, I can't fault her for that, man. I would do the same thing if it was me and I was working at McDonald's and they wouldn't let me out of my contract for 8 years.
So she could be as unhappy as she wants. Paige is young. She's 24. And from what I've heard, in the past week or so, she's got to have some surgery and heal up for a bit. And I get that because she's been wrestling since she was young, in her teens. And I get that. You got to have your surgery. But I don't care who you are. If you're working for the biggest company in the entire world that does what they do, you don't no-show something. Who are you? No-show something. You signed a contract, and she's lucky the WWE doesn't come and sue her. And if anybody knows about, that's lost revenue. You're supposed to be on a TV show. If anybody knows that about you, and we won't get into specifics on what we do for a living, but we know about contractual law.
Mm-hmm.
If I give you money every single year, probably $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a year, minimum, and you no-show, and then you're off TV for 6 months, I'm gonna make up a number, $300,000, right? But you no-show and you do things detrimental to this contract you signed with me. You owe me $150,000, and the common person doesn't have $150,000 to just fork over. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say, you know what? I had this storyline written for Paige, or anybody. I had the storyline written for him, and then I had to rewrite it. So take that $150,000 at half of her contract, and then I had to have my writers, my producers, my directors, my this is my that's. I had to have them spend time storyline. So that's lost time. So you know what? $150,000. I'm gonna make $500,000. I'm suing you for. Nobody has that choice. That's why you go into the stupid idiot dunce of the year award. You have a responsibility.
Obviously,
you sign a contract. Okay, we'll take the drugs out of it, but the failed drug test out of it. But you have a responsibility. No ordinary person, me and you included, can go into. Excuse me. Cannot go to work one day and show up a few days later and be like, yeah, yo, I'm unhappy. Any normal person, and I guarantee you, every freaking single follower of the movement works in a place where if they no call, no showed for 2, 3, 4 straight days and then showed up late on the day they were supposed to come in, their boss would be like, what the hell is your problem? Get out. Guaranteed.
Yes, but remember, you can only do that to an employee. An independent contractor doesn't have to abide by that, man. That's not
Well, then the employer doesn't have to abide by that.
right. Like that's what I'm
So
saying.
what?
Like,
You're an independent contractor. So shouldn't she go on the Dunce of the Year award?
no, son. Come on, man. That's the problem. Like they're independent contractors, and yet you guys are treating them like they're freaking employees and they don't get none of the benefits of it whatsoever. They don't get no.
That's their problem. They know what they signed up for.
Oh man, yeah.
Do they not?
Yeah,
Do
you're right.
they not
And
know?
part of them signing out is they can walk out whenever the hell they want. And the whole hold on. And the whole TV thing, you can't blame that on Paige. We all know that creative didn't have anything, just like they don't have anything for Apollo Crews. They relegated Apollo Crews this week to a backstage segment with Ricky Iglesias or I don't even remember. I don't know. And that was it. He smiled and said 2 words, and that was it, because the writing staff didn't have anything for him. It's the same thing with you. Can't blame that on Paige. If they don't got nothing, they don't got nothing. She was doing the live shows with no problem, and it's the same thing that's going on with the Usos girl. Like, they ain't got nothing for her, and she's radio silent right now, man. Like, you can't blame that on them, man. That's not their fault. That's not their job to make those things happen.
You know who showed up when they didn't have anything for him? Zack Ryder. And he won a title match at WrestleMania. He went out and self-promoted himself. He went out and formed a tag team, and he's out because of injury, and he was supposed to get a tag team title shot. That's the stuff you're supposed to be doing when they don't have anything for you. Go out.
Because creative didn't have anything for him, he lost the title the very next night within 24 hours. Because that's how much
who still has it.
And that's how much Zack Ryder means to the company as an independent contractor.
Oh, all right, so Dunce of the Year, Stupid Idiot of the Year. We have Otunga, Michael Cole. Who else? If we're gonna take Paige off the list,
I had Otunga 3 times, son. I already told you. I stressed the veto, son. He's getting it 3 times.
All right, I'll tell you what. We'll go Otunga and Cole because we added Charlotte and Sasha as the 4th option to the feud of the year.
Fair enough, man.
So, then before we get into
we'll chalk it up to bad commentary, and we'll just put them all in that one area, and then we'll put Paige in the other one.
So, and what's sad is I'm in San Antonio, so if I see Paige out and she's like, "Yo, I heard your shitty podcast the other week," what were you saying?
And then Goose just like vanishes without a skin in the trace. Like I said, your boy Sage the Mock is right here with that veto. I'm coming in with that veto, son. I'm telling you straight out that the only person that should be on that list is David Otunga. He's just terrible. He's just straight up terrible. Just straight up terrible. So, just straight up terrible, man. All right, so we're coming up on Roadblock. Oh, and Goose just decides to jump in. Like I was telling the movement, I'm stretching that veto, son. David Otunga.
Yeah, so we'll go with David Otunga. That was a good category. I'll give you that. So let's hop into the next thing. Best gimmick.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna let you go first, son, because I know you're gonna skip this one, and I just know it. Just go. Oh, I can't wait. Let's go.
Best gimmick. So I got to go with, and this is okay. This one's easy. So I have Ellsworth because I thought, all right, ultimate underdog, Mr. Glorious himself, Bobby Roode, because he plays into that "I'm better than you" glorious thing, the stigma that he plays into. So I have Ellsworth, Bobby Roode, and Ty Dillinger, actually, man, the perfect 10. I think that once you get onto Raw, SmackDown, or whatever, you're fairly set in what your gimmick is going to be. And there's been some good gimmick. Like Heath Slater was probably a good honorable mention because the guy has worked his butt off and stayed relevant. And he formed a tag team, a trailer park tag team type thing going on. The New Day, you already knew what you were gonna get out of them. But other than that, not many people had gimmicks that were not just a real person outside of these guys. So I'd go with Ellsworth, Bobby Roode, and Ty Dillinger. What about you?
All right. So, what's the name of this podcast again?
It's real
Okay.
wrestling.
There we go. All right. Just I need to make sure real quick here. So I would have to say definitely Ellsworth. For the short time that we had him, his gimmick has just been very impactful. So yeah, definitely on the list. And speaking of on the list, I have to put Chris Jericho on that as well because the list, like,
Okay.
literally solidified him and gave him an opening from being just a heel wrestler into being an opportunity to come back as being a face with just a piece of paper and a notepad, just off the chain. But that's it for WWE because they didn't have any other great gimmicks. Do you want to know why they didn't have any great gimmicks?
Why?
Because this gimmick that I'm about to tell you kind of changed things for the WWE because they tried to mimic it, and you already know where I'm going with this, son. Because all I'm going to do is this and this. And
Yes.
this.
Okay. Erase everything I just said and put Matt Hardy.
Delete. Yeah, man. Matt Hardy's got to be at the top of the list, son. Like, he's got to be at the top of the list. He single-handedly resurrected TNA. Tell me one person who has not. I have not seen Total Nonstop Deletion yet. I'm gonna watch it probably tomorrow. But
I watched
who has not?
Hour and a half of it. It was amazing.
Yeah, that's what everyone's saying. Like, they were saying it was better than WrestleMania. I'm like,
yo,
okay.
There's a match. So you know the premise of it, right? Like it's at the Hardy compound, right?
Yeah. So apparently it's like all the wrestlers are there or something like that, or a good portion of them are all there.
Not all of them. A bunch of them. There's a match where the referee gets knocked out, and you know when the referee gets knocked out, another referee comes in, right? And does the count.
Oh, please tell me
it wasn't another referee.
Please tell me it was version 1, baby. Please tell me it was version 1.
Yep, Vanguard 1 comes down from the ceiling.
That's what I'm talking about, son. You give that award to Matt Hardy right now.
Vanguard 1 comes from the ceiling, and then when it comes down, you don't just see it come down from the ceiling. You see it from the camera angle of Vanguard 1 with like the red screen, and it says enable referee mode.
Yes.
And the Vanguard 1 drops down into the middle of the ring and counts 1. It doesn't count the 3 count, but it counts 1, 2. And the first, can I tell you about this?
Just stop right there. I gotta watch it for myself, man. You gotta give me an opportunity to mark out, man. But I was getting sucked in. But how can you not give it? Like, honestly, man. Like, first off, if you guys have not seen the Final Deletion series, you have to see it. Like, it's amazing. All 3 of them, excluding Total Nonstop Deletion because I haven't seen it, but all 3 of them were amazing and very memorable in their own way. So go and see it. They're all on YouTube. Go and watch it. Treat yourself to it. It tells the story basically from beginning to end of the Hardys doing their thing. So kudos to the Hardys, man. Matt in particular and Reba. Yeah, that's it, man. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's get into our Roadblock predictions. And we'll start off with, I have a feeling this is going to be on the kickoff show. I'm not sure if it is or not, but Big Cass and Rusev. Oh, you know what? We got to do our predictions, and I got to save them, and I'll tweet them out tonight along with the uh, of the year awards. So let's go with we'll start off with Big Cass and Rusev, like I just said. So me, you know what? I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna switch it up and say, and this counts as a point if I get it right. I'm gonna say no decision. Like maybe they do a count out thing because WWE is really trying to protect Big Cass, but I don't think they want Rusev to lose. So who do you got in Cass and Rusev?
Yeah, Rusev can't take an L, man. Like at least not a clean L. He's too valuable, and I'm trying to think of what's next for him. He can't come out of this feud unscathed, man. If it's a kickoff show, it doesn't count. So just letting you know, because that was the rules. If it is a kickoff show, that those don't count. But
agreed.
I'm gonna, because this feud is going to last a while. It usually favors the heel wrestler, so I'm gonna have to go with Rusev on this one.
Okay, you're gonna go with Rusev. I'm gonna go with no decision.
No decision.
My second choice was gonna be Rusev because Enzo's gonna interfere. So we'll go with you'll go with Rusev. I'll go with no decision. So Sami Zayn and Braun Strowman, and that, by the way, I don't know if you heard, it's going to be a 10-minute time limit match. So the match isn't so much who's going to win; it's more so can Sami Zayn last 10 minutes. So my answer is flat out yes. He's going to last 10 minutes.
Okay. I don't know, man. Like what they're doing to Sami Zayn is just a travesty, man. And I don't feel like they're gonna turn him around anytime soon. Like I don't.
No, of course not. He's Dolph Ziggler 2.0.
Yeah. Honestly, I think he's not gonna last the full 10 minutes. I think that he'll end up losing like the last 30 seconds to go kind of thing, get hit with the
losing the match.
Yeah, like straight up losing the match. It pains me to say that, but other than a time limit, like nothing else is in his favor.
You're having the Strowman winning the match in under 10 minutes, just to be clear.
Yes.
Okay. And what about Rich Swann, TJ Perkins, and Brian Kendrick? Brian Kendrick Lamar.
Rich Swann's going to retain. I have no doubt that he's going to retain. I think that
I agree.
Eventually, TJP and Brian Kendrick will finish their feud, and then we'll have a TJP Rich Swann match, which should be pretty good. So
yeah, they just had the match, and TJP won.
Oh, that's true. That's right. I thought you didn't watch 205 Live.
Next topic, please. Let's go on to the next match. Were you just doing that on purpose? So I'd get called out for watching 205?
I got to put in my tricks and stuff every once in a while. So, man, I got to get that reverse psychology, son. They don't call me Sage for nothing.
Well, what about what's the next match? I bet it'll be Rollins and Jericho. So I've got Rollins in this match personally.
I've got Jericho winning this match. I feel like Triple H is going to make an appearance finally and take out Rollins. So I think that, well, then I guess that would mean that Rollins would win by.
No, he can make him lose.
Yeah, he can make him lose. Yeah, you can't make Jericho lose right now. Like, no, because honestly, I think that they're building Jericho up to fight Kevin Owens for the title, whether he wins it or loses it. So the smart play would have Chris Jericho win this match, have Rollins lose this match to Triple H, so that will continue both storylines.
Yeah, so I think that It'll build up, and the nice thing is that if Triple H makes Rollins lose, they could still hold off on the Rollins Triple H feud because WrestleMania is coming up, so Rollins will be more worried about winning. Did I say WrestleMania? The Royal Rumble's coming up, so Rollins will be more focused on winning the Royal Rumble to get his title shot. But if Jericho wins, it gives him credibility, and I've been saying this for weeks. He's going to fight Kevin Owens, and it's going to be Kevin Owens go home feud between that gap feud between now and WrestleMania, and then he's going to fight Finn Balor. So that's just my 2 cents. And now Charlotte Sasha.
I think it's gonna be the main event, bro. Let's skip this one for the main because I really do think that's gonna be the main event.
So Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns. So this isn't title versus title, right? It's just the Universal.
This is a garbage match, is what this is. There is no reason Roman Reigns should even be anywhere near this title at all.
I agree.
Why the hell is he not even defending his own title? Like, he hasn't defended his title against anyone but Rusev since he's gotten the damn thing.
I agree.
Like, I don't understand it, like, at all. He's not going to win. I mean, no, he's not going to win. And if they do win, I will probably stop watching Raw altogether because it makes no damn sense why we'd have both titles. I can't stand the way they are. I don't want to say I can't stand Roman Reigns because I don't got nothing against him. I think he is phenomenal in the ring, but I don't like the way that they market him and that they push him on us. Like, I thought it was a smart move to put the U.S. title on him, but now I'm regressing and saying that no, it's not a smart move to put the U.S. title on him because he's not elevating the belt any.
So do you have him winning on Sunday?
I don't have him winning on Sunday, man. Well, what I say is I have Kevin Owens retaining the belt is what I have.
So who's going to win the match? This is for our bets because Reigns could win and Kevin Owens retain, and you like by count out or whatever. So I have Kevin Owens winning no matter what.
You said no decision. I mean, I'm just saying. So I know it's a bit more ambiguous. I
have Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is winning the match. I think he's gonna. I personally think he's gonna win by pinfall. Not submission, but he's gonna win by pinfall, or maybe he wins by DQ or count out or whatever. But I have Kevin Owens winning the match and leaving with the title.
I can't see Roman Reigns laying down for this guy. I can't see it like at all. I don't think he's gonna come out with the title, but I don't think I can't see him. I can't see it, man. I don't know any other. Like, he doesn't have Jericho there.
So you have Reigns winning one way or another. I count out DQ or
I don't know, Goose. Like, I am conflicted with this one here because of the way that they push Roman Reigns. Like, I know that I have.
And for the record, I've always said on this podcast, when in doubt, bet on Roman Reigns. And one of our followers right now, and one of our crew that is listening, one of the people in our universe, one of the people in the movement, Cody Walsh, he's specifically chiming in on the live chat right now and saying specifically, did y'all see, number one, did we see Total Nonstop Deletion? No, we haven't seen it yet, which, by the way, I saw the first hour and a half of it, and I tried to spoil it for Sage, and he cut me off and told me to shut the hell up. And he's asking us specifically, how did Roman Reigns lose and only Cena could beat Roman Reigns? Cody, you're right. Like, to me, even though I just told you it's going to be Kevin Owens, and forgive us because the podcast is running a bit long this week, my philosophy, and if you've heard on previous week's cast, I've always said, when in doubt, bet on Roman Reigns. But I'm picking Kevin Owens this week because I think that if Reigns maybe didn't have the title, I think the chase is what would help him. And we appreciate it, Cody. Thanks for the feedback, man. Thanks for chiming in and watching live.
Thanks, Cody.
You're right. So he says specifically in the live chat, he can kick out of a Stone Cold Stunner. Roman Reigns, and I thought this when I was watching Raw, is super Roman Reigns. So Roman Reigns and John Cena can kick out of anything. It takes 2 or 3 of your finishing move to beat him. You're right.
No, it doesn't take 2. It doesn't take 3. It takes like 4 moves to get this guy out.
It's because he has his specials saved up. He has his finisher saved up because he hit left bumper and right bumper in his matches.
Up, up, down, down,
So,
left, right, A, B, A, B, A, B, start.
yeah, absolutely. So he is, but that's the thing is Kevin, and that's the tough part is yes, he can kick out of Stone Cold Stunners, rock bottoms, and things, but Kevin Owens and Cody, you mentioned only John Cena can beat Roman Reigns. Kevin Owens beat John Cena in that opening match last year. I mean, he lost the war, but he won the match when he was NXT champion as his first match against John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
And I think John Cena's super strong. I can't wait for him to actually come back here in a couple weeks. But I just can't see Roman Reigns having both titles. I just can't see him having both titles. So I think Kevin Owens is going to win. Maybe Jericho interferes and calls a DQ. But I just don't know. I got to go with Kevin Owens. And I think he's going to feud with Jericho soon.
Yeah, I don't feel good about this, man, but I'm gonna have to go with Roman Reigns, and I don't think he's gonna win the title, but there'll be some type of shenanigans going on. And God, I hate saying that. Like I truly do, and because if he wins by anything other than a clean finish, then he's gonna be fighting Kevin Owens next month, and the month after, and the month after.
I agree. So, I mean, is it inevitable? And Cody just typed in the Jericho run-in's inevitable. So, since you're watching the live chat, Cody, let me know who you think's going to win with the Jericho run-in, since you obviously think it's going to happen. Is he going to attack Kevin Owens and cause Kevin Owens to win by DQ, or does he reinvent the best friends and try to help Kevin Owens win, but he inadvertently gets Kevin Owens disqualified somehow? I don't know. That's going to be a tough match to call. I think at the end of the day, we could probably agree Kevin Owens is leaving with the title. So let's move on to the Sasha and Charlotte match. That's a 30-minute Iron Woman match. I'll tell you flat out right now, I'm going to be pretty pissed if they have a draw, because I mentioned it probably 30 minutes ago at this point. I think WWE planned it where the beginning of the story was, let's have these girls swap belts pretty often and end with a 30-minute Iron Woman match. I would love if it was 1-0 and somebody won. I have Charlotte winning this match. You know what? And I'm gonna put this on Twitter as well. I have Charlotte winning the match, and the score will be the score is going to be 1-0 Charlotte.
1-0 Charlotte?
Yes.
Damn.
And for the record, before you get into your picks, Cody, if you're listening, we really do appreciate it. Go ahead and follow at Ben_Goosen on Twitter. Hit me up or hit us up on Twitter. We're gonna leave out we're gonna give out our contact information here in a bit, because we'd love to actually have you as a guest, because you're live interacting, you have good thoughts. They're not stupid thoughts, and if they were stupid thoughts, I probably wouldn't have even talked about them. But you're given. No, I'm trolling, but you're giving feedback, man, and that's something that you're right. He just said it's 1-0 is boring. It is boring. However, if it's a 30-minute match and it's 0-0 and you go down to the 25th minute, you start thinking, wow, I got the 5 minutes. Just this next win matters. But it's the same thing. I just don't want to see a match where somebody gets, a surprise roll up in the first 30 seconds of the match or whatever.
Well, Cody, that's going to happen.
I hope not.
That's going to happen.
Twitter, so we could have you as a special guest. But Sage, so who's the winner? What's the score? And then we got to get into our best catchphrase of the year.
Yeah, no worries. I actually have Sasha winning with the upset on this one here. I know that Charlotte has the never lost a pay-per-view match thing, but I don't think that that's a real gimmick for her. I think it's just one of that they threw in there for shock value when Sasha retains it. So I have Sasha winning 2-1. No, I have Sasha winning 4-3
in a 30-minute match. These girls have had 30-minute, whatever. These girls have had 30-minute matches before, and they barely won 1-0.
3-2. 3-2.
3-2.
Yeah, I think Charlotte will go up 2-0. Probably by the 10 or 15-minute mark, and then that's when Sasha will start turning it up.
Okay, so we have our results. Let's go into the IRWP best catchphrase of the year.
Catchphrase of the year, can you dig it?
I'm gonna let you start off. We got to be quick on this because we're already very close to the hour and a half mark, and that is appreciate you guys sticking with us.
Definitely. Okay, so catchphrase of the year is gonna go something similar to the gimmick of the year, unfortunately, but fortunately at the same time. So I've definitely got the list on there.
Absolutely.
It's definitely got to go on there. Then for delete. It's got to be the number 2 because I hear myself saying that all the time. And then the third one is the champ that runs the camp. Although Ellsworth's catchphrase was kind of up there too, but yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the champ that runs the camp. I mean, that is the name of our title this week.
So that's who I had too. I actually had Ellsworth, Y2J with the list, and Drink It In, Man. Drink it in, man. And that's a special shout out to Cody because he just typed that in the live chat. That's a special shout out to Cody. I'm going to give you the gift of It's Real Wrestling Podcast. Listen in, man.
That's right.
Yeah, so I got to go with Ellsworth, Y2J, and Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy, man, that's crazy. Matt Hardy might clean up this year at the awards.
I'm telling you,
put that in. Maybe Mike's Skills of the Year. I should have put in maybe Matt Hardy, but it's too late now. So let's wrap it up because we've taken our listeners more than enough time. We really appreciate you guys listening. Hit us up on Twitter. Hit us up. DM us. We actually answer our DMs. We don't ignore it. If you DM us, because you know it goes down in the DM, right?
Mm-hmm.
So hit us up on Twitter. My name is Ben_Goosen. If you don't know where to find me, go to irwp.us. And I don't know what Sage Mark's Twitter feed is. I don't know where he's at on Twitter because I don't follow him because I don't like him very much. Sage, where
you
can they
stupidity. You know you can find your boy Sage the Mark at Sage the Mark on Twitter. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Real WrestleCast. And before we go, got to hit that shout out to the New Era podcast for just following us. Don't worry, we'll hit you with the follow up later. Fernando Shambi and Christina Rusha, thank you so much for following us. Tasha Mummy Davison, thank you so much for following us. Zachary Mayberry, thank you so much for retweeting our success on Talking Smack. And with that being said, we out, suckers.
Hold on, real quick. Special shout out Cody Walsh, Stephen Thatch for following us or for interacting in the live chat. We really appreciate it. We know you maybe found us via Twitter or you found us via YouTube. Cody, Stephen Thatch, hit me up. Ben_Goosen, hit me up because we wouldn't mind having you guys as special guests on the podcast. In other words, keep it real, gangsters.
Keep it real. You know, I'm going to hit you with that C1.